Hello, this is your teacher, Professor Nirmal Kumar Swami. Students, we have covered so far two units of the paper Technical Writing and Communication Skill in your master's level, syllabi. So, of Library and Information Science. So now we are moving towards third unit, writing process. If you look at the syllabus writing process, there are a couple of things very important, like writing process. Under writing process, it is written objective, purpose, context, language, and tone. And in grammar and usage, parts of speech, probably we may ignore this aspect because you may find from other sources. Then mechanics of writings and editing and proofreading under this unit 3. Okay, so let us begin with the writing process. Well, friends, this paper is technical writing and communication skill. Whatever you write, maybe under technical writing, like suppose example a thesis and journal articles, again and again repeatedly, interchangeably, we'll cite these two examples. One is your thesis writing as well as research paper writings or article writings. Anything you write, each and every writing should have some kind of objectives. What purpose you want to, solve through these writings? What exactly is your objectives? Secondly, the language consideration also. And third one is a tone in your language. So all these factors are considered for process of writing. Sometimes you ask in the class also, like there is language variations, language learning variations, language expertise variations are always there. Suppose you may not, as a teacher, the students may not compare with my language built up or language skill. Similarly, I shouldn't compare, But the one thing, the consensus is before all these, writing process. So that is, something you write, it should be minimum acceptable to the readers or to the listeners, whatever you speak or whatever you write. Sure, anything you write. Suppose a thesis also I taught, you often or to our PhD students. So there is a specific category, heading with objectives. Maybe the first page of, first chapter of the PhD thesis. What is objectives? There, then and there you in Indian, typical Indian style, we write the objectives in a very line one by one with bullets or 1, 2, 3, mostly in bullet form, says 5 or 10 lines objectives in a very break-up, in a very sliced way, so that to make it understandable or better and understandable to the readers. So similarly, not thesis kind of things, but in case of your journal articles, they are also at the beginning. So we write introduction and objectives, or sometimes slash purpose of the paper. So maybe 1 or 2 objectives should be clearly written, so that authors need not to read the whole full text of 10, 20 pages. So that suppose if it is interesting, maybe in the initial pages, initial sentences, though it is clear to the readers, so that he or she should read your paper or not. So objectives should be there, like what exactly you want to. Objective means what exactly you want to say in this paper. So a typical example is that objective this paper is to know the reading habits of the students of master students of Maharishi Dayananda University, or to more specifically to examine the reading habits or the extra readings of, extra means beyond the text, beyond the text, textbook rather, extra readings of or popular readings of master students of social sciences. So only or one, two or three, because objectives, lingering or lengthening the objectives is doesn't give much good impression to the reader. So one or two objectives, it is clear. Then secondly, the language you are using. Language means, as I told you in my previous modules, language, there is no which language is good. Sometimes we quote and unquote we use proper language, effective language. It doesn't have a meaning in a sense. Probably those people use these proper language, effective language, best language. Those don't write, or don't have experience of writing. Or those really pass through these writing process, be a teacher or the students. It is whatever you know. You cannot change overnight your. But remember, writing should be anything you write, especially in English. It should be plain English. What is plain English? You used to ask in the class also. Again, I am clarifying here in this video. Plain English means use whatever you know. Don't hanker after some kind of jargons or high sounding words to use. Whatever you know. Secondly, don't plain English means like unless you are experienced or having good skill in English. So make your sentences not lengthy one, very shorter version, so that it will be good to know. So it doesn't matter. Things should be communicated properly to the instead of. So the moment if you are not experienced writer or author or a scholar, so then there are every chances of being confused. Suppose you lengthen by conjuncting the punctuation marks. So this is simple English, and it should be grammatically correct. Grammar means at least there is a acceptable norms of writing also. Acceptable. Suppose you write it your own, then obviously it is okay. Don't be get inspired by other writings, because inspired of other writing means so it will be more confusing and it will be difficult to put your idea through other style of writing. So that is best we can say. Then suppose you write and show it to your friends, a peer group, and your teachers also. So once or twice verification, correction by, so that you get to know what exactly the plain English means. Okay, suppose you show it to your friends and get it verified. So once or twice you do it, then actually you come to know this. Then second, in writing process, it is context, language and tone, three things. So language we all discuss. Context is that, suppose you are defining the society, particular society, Indian society, Haryanvi society, or social history of Haryana, social history of, or the language history of India, or whatever. So in that case, remember that what again always the objectives should be there in your mind, like what exactly you want to say in this paper. Simply, context is that your objective is that just to highlight the societal behavior, the social history of Haryana, how maybe beginning till the present time, and how it is developed, how it is transformed, how it is changed. So that way. So the context is like that. Context means don't be hyper in explaining this is not there, this is there. So try to be a pro. Suppose context will be in intact or in a balanced form when you try to provide a pro kind of things, like finding the major aspects of that instead of going into the negativity. Okay, and negativity is not that critic. So you may discuss the critic part in your thesis later, but what you are observing, your fact finding should be. So in that case, the context will be intact. Context will be proper. Context will be in a proper position only when you speak according to the data. Whatever, suppose you are doing research, you must be having data, whether it is social science or social science empirical data, or whether you get it through the survey kind of things. So when your data speaks data through data, then probably you won't be decontext. There are less chances of being jumped out of the context. If it is suppose you are doing something in humanities, literature, language, philosophy, so obviously on the basis of the documents, what other documents are saying. You remember some of my lectures I talked about the this citation. So citation is that sometimes put you in context, it won't be out of context. So on the basis of your the source available in the books, so that you won't be getting out of that. Then tone is some kind of like while using the language. So tone is that because you are giving a research perspective to a particular context, research perspective. So then and there you need not to research perspective. Then and there you don't have to give your individual. You may have some apprehension about a particular fact or figure or a society, a culture, or an event or incident. So you don't think that you are individualizing a particular context. So you are giving a popular or on the basis of your data sources. So that way the tone will be balanced and matured. So the moment you forget about the source and data and you individualize, you start giving your own experiences, so probably the tone will be changed. So it is the tone. What is that? A tone in writing a technical paper or in thesis especially. So probably a little reading, more and more reading, more and more writing can give you proper perspectives of what a tone is in a technical writing, special thesis or research writing. I think with this portion of the unit is over. Thank you.